Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 4 of The Variants. We are here with a brand new cast member, and this is the first time that we have had all of our main cast together. So I want to welcome you. I want to say a couple of things before I let them introduce themselves. First thing is, way down at the bottom, the stream boss. If anybody defeats the stream boss, then they get a hero point. That hero point can be given to one of our players. It can be given to the GM. It can be given to an NPC or kept for yourself to use as a sort of cosmic entity influencing how things go in our universe. Second thing is, I'm doing a giveaway today of a PDF of Mutants and Masterminds Deluxe Hero Handbook. So anybody who donates in the chat today, anybody who gives us bits or donations or subscribes, you're going to be entered in to win a Deluxe Hero Handbook, which is graciously donated to us by Green Ronin Games. Those guys have been really, really good to us, so make sure you support them and buy their stuff. Also, down at the bottom, any time that you donate, anytime that you subscribe, anytime that you give us money directly, it goes into a fund that helps us to get new art by Slobodan Jovanovic. He's got some new great stuff coming down the pipe for our new show coming in 3 weeks called the Justicars, and we'll tell you all more about that later. But also, every time we get there, we're about halfway, no, not quite halfway there, but when we meet $285, you, the chat, the audience, is going to be able to choose who gets the new piece of art. So if you want art for Quintessa, then we're going to get art for Quintessa. If you want art for the golden alien spaceship, then we'll get art for the golden alien spaceship. If you want art for Cliff the janitor, we're going to get art for Cliff the janitor. And then I suppose I'll have to make him an ongoing character. So you tell us what you want, and we'll make it happen. We'll make the show even awesome. So right now, I want to introduce the cast, or let the cast introduce themselves. So to my south, Rusty, please introduce who you are.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Rusty Zimmerman. In my writing credits, I go by Russell, so I'm not mistaken for a dog. You might recognize me here on the very own Shadowcasters network. I also host my own game, A Sea of Spears, a dope-ass yarn set in the wild and woolly world of Westeros, which is using also a Green Ronin game, Song of Ice and Fire RPG. We are every other Sunday. Normally, we're skipping a week, partially because of Opti's new game, but you will find us right back here on May 19th on that Sunday for adventures in Westeros. The players are in King's Landing. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Hey everybody, this is Randy. I was here last week. I'm an actor here in Seattle, so just really awesome to be a part of this awesome cast. So
you may recognize him from such amazing achievements such as Japanese Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
But if you aren't in Japan, then you won't recognize him yet.
Right. Yet.
He's an up-and-comer.
Hi everybody, I'm Sandy. I'll be playing Magnitude today. I've been involved with RPGs for a really long time. I know a lot of people who've worked on them. I've helped play tested for a couple of years. And Opti invited me to be on this game, and I'm super excited to be here, and I can't wait to see what happens.
We're excited to have you.
Hey everybody, this is Danny. I'm here to play with Opti, my friend, yay. I am the Shadowrun missions developer, and I thought we had everything down, but recent developments that were announced on the Shadowcasters network have put me in the hot seat, and I'm super busy, but not so busy that I can't come and spend some time here with you guys.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. I am Cassie. I am a Roll20 web developer, as well as, I don't know, I'm also on this channel for Night Witches, which we have our last session soon. I don't know our schedule. I'm really bad. And otherwise, just all around RPG nerd.
Yeah, actually, I was going to announce that. We have the finale of Night Witches is coming up on Wednesday, I think.
Yes,
I was told.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was definitely going to hype that because I was told to do so by my friendly overlords, who are actually friends, but they tell me what to do because, you know what? Honestly, somebody's got to. So we're going to get started by way of recap. The variants went down to El Salvador to track down apparently a murderous anomaly on behalf of an organization called Achilles. Achilles sent Indigo St. John, aka Two Spirit, to lean on the variants and convince them that it was in their best interest to work them on a mission. So they go down to El Salvador. They think that they've found their anomaly when they meet Chameleon, and Chameleon and his cohort rob them of some money, which I believe Takedown never got back. But then just as they're about to pounce, they hear screaming, and through a series of unfortunate events, they find out that it wasn't Chameleon who was doing the murdering. It was an anomaly calling herself La Llorona, who was kidnapping children, and they ended up defeating her, but not before she escaped into a shadowy morass. Afterwards, Chameleon decided to join the team, and so they have been back at the Greystone Academy for the Prodigious. For how long have you guys been back? A couple days? Does that sound good?
Sure. Couple days.
Awesome.
Yeah, see, this is joint storytelling. So tell me, Chameleon, you are at this school. You've never really been at a school like this before. I don't know how. Have you ever been to school before at all, or were you on the streets your whole life?
I was on the streets since I was a child, so I stopped going to school very young. So he is probably just in awe of being in this new environment and being surrounded by a lot of people and having a nice warm bed to sleep in every night. Yeah.
All right. The headmaster is kind of a gruff guy. Do you speak English at all?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you understand him when he.
So you immediately regret it.
Yeah. So when he swears and says awful, hateful things under his breath, you understand them all. Maybe some part of you thinks that that this is just some sort of Americanism. But you go to bed most nights, hearing him, complain and whine and be gruff and hateful towards everybody, and you wonder what you've gotten yourself into. Bootleg, what do you find yourself doing when there's not an immediate mission?
Generally, I try to make up for the headmaster's gruff demeanor and his uncanny knack for keeping our otherwise luxurious, if not downright sumptuous, surroundings uncomfortable, because he is able to dredge up a storm of negative emotions everywhere he goes. Anytime anybody actually relaxes in our fancy upstate New York, remote university mansion. So, as usual, Bootleg kind of tries to run interference and soften the blows when he can, or just tank and draw the headmaster's attention other times. So, like, if somebody fuck up on some chores or something, Bootleg will run interference, be like, I didn't show him how to use the dishwasher yet, or something like that. Oh, he didn't have a chance to do that because I told him to practice his English, or so he'll just be trying to kind of run interference as the one that dear old dad maybe hates the least.
All right, Guixin, you have been a little unsure about this whole thing, even as you're going on missions. So how are you enjoying your time with the headmaster teaching classes?
Well, generally I'm skipping out on dishwashing because nobody wants to do that, and somebody keeps covering for me, so it's cool. And other than that, like whenever I can, he just tries to get out of there, and the area around seems kind of low key, boring. So he's kind of getting antsy, even though it's been just a couple of days. Hard time concentrating in class. Just wants to do something else. I was told there's going to be robots.
You did fight robots, but it's been a couple weeks, so maybe maybe you're jonesing for some robots. And Takedown, what have you been doing?
The dishes.
Somebody's got to. And Headmaster is all too happy to bless you with that new job. Yeah.
That's like, as a speedster, can you imagine how quickly I can get the dishes and like laundry done at the same time?
Yeah.
Which is probably the exact reason why he wanted to recruit you in the first place, now that you think about it.
Right, yes, I'm a glorified dishwasher.
Bootleg, you are friends with the original variants. Have you had any contact with them since they left?
He will have left it for them to reach out initially. Like, he's gonna give them maybe about a month before he tests those waters, given the leaving was probably not under the greatest of circumstances, and he thinks that they also just might have the academy's number and like their call blocked type of thing, because they're assuming it would be the headmaster yelling at them about some garbage they left behind. So he's gonna give them a little time. I know we're a little fuzzy on the timeline here, but his plan would be to wait and let them kind of reach out first, give them a chance to get settled at the places that they were scattering to try and live kind of normal lives, instead of immediately swamping them with his affection.
Speaking of returning to their normal lives where they went, it's a Friday evening when Headmaster brings you into his office with a gruff-sounding "Bootleg, get in here!"
That's just his default bootleg get in here, so I have no idea what's going on. And so I will make my way up to his office and put myself on the firing line opposite his desk.
All right, it's been long enough. I think everybody's gotten their chance to settle in, as it were. Not that I care. I'm paying for all this anyway, so it's free education. It's not like they have anything to complain about. You had a good childhood, I assume, living here. I mean, jeez, complain about anything in my house. Don't you think I hear what they say? Don't you think I hear what they think? Anyway.
I know what you hear. I also know it wasn't exactly a childhood. Maybe an adolescence or a young adulthood.
You're like what, 20 something? That's still a kid. Still a baby. You've got a lot of learning to do. You got a lot of maturing to do. Who do you think you are? Anyway, I'm talking. Sit there and listen. So here's the deal. Remember a while back when I told you that there was an anomaly in Proudhaven? I think I mentioned that she kept hanging up on me every time I called to talk about the school.
Right. I remember wanting to congratulate her on what I can only assume would be her superpowers of prescience.
Well, your attempt at a joke notwithstanding, I tried calling again, and she hung up on me again. I don't think she quite understands what I'm offering, and I don't think she quite understands, without me getting directly involved, exactly why it's in her best interest to come and hang out with us, the carefree, fun-loving variants. So you and me are going to take a trip into Proudhaven. Now, I give you this heads up only because your friends, what were their names again? Oh yeah, Starburst and Anchor. They went into Proudhaven, and so they live there. And I don't want you to get any weird feelings when you go. So I'll be going with you to make this call.
Right. Proudhaven's a pretty large place, so I don't think I would be terribly likely to just randomly run into them.
I'm not concerned about you running into them. I'm concerned about whatever weird feelings that you might have about it. You gotta stow that stuff, son. If I've taught you anything, it's that feelings are dangerous.
Some more than others. Listen, are you sure you want to come on this recruitment run? I've actually prepared a graph that shows our success rate when you arrive and when you don't. And you might recall, I'm literally the only person that you've successfully solo recruited.
Well, I guess you make a point. That if you're the quality people we recruit when I go, I guess if you're saying that you want to handle this by yourself, I guess there might be something to that. Maybe seeing your pathetic mug will make them feel like they have a higher seat on the roost at the school. So, what do you want to go by yourself?
Not particularly. I was just You know what? This will be fine. I haven't seen anybody hang up on you face to face in a while, so fine. Let's just have a road trip.
Yeah, let's do it. It'll be just like the old times. We'll recruit them, and then we'll train them, and then we'll have good time, fun missions. Just like all those other times when you got captured. Anyway, I told you I wouldn't bring that up. I'm sorry. Look at me. I'm saying sorry, so you know it's true. All right. Well, let's go tell the others that we're leaving. And you know who I think you put that takedown in charge. She seems like a responsible one. Gui Shin should probably not have access to any heavy machinery, and that chameleon guy, he's probably just gonna hang out with nature or whatever. So I'm not worried about him, but make sure that Gui Shin knows not to touch anything. Put takedown in charge, and I'll meet you at the car.
I will meet you at the car.
He walks away, and you see him in the background, fiddling around for the keys and heading towards the Lincoln.
I will head throughout the house, and we will start checking in the common rooms and see which of our trio of genetic anomaly recruits I run across first.
Yeah, the TV's on. The music's loud. It's pretty annoying.
That's fine. I'm leaving, so I don't care.
And there's young Eugene. He's got his feet up on one of the couches.
Remember not to let the old man catch you doing that. Bootleg will point towards the feet up on the couch. And he said, but that shouldn't be a problem for at least the rest of tonight and probably a good chunk of tomorrow. We're driving up into Proudhaven. He thinks he's going to recruit someone with his winning personality and suave, subtle charm. So, yeah, just try not to start any fires or anything while we're going.
You going to the city?
Yep, that's where the people are, and some tiny fraction of people are genetic anomalies, so that's where we're headed.
You know what else is in the city?
It's Proudhaven, so that's a lot, and I don't really have time for the guessing game because the professor's meeting me in the car. So, lots of things.
Well, that's the answer. Lots of things. Not here.
Yeah, you're a little more used to urban life than you are a stately estate upstate, right?
Uh-huh. Tacos are in the city. So, what if I come with you?
You present a compelling counter-argument, and if more than one of us is lobbying for street food, it's a little more likely to happen instead of last time when the headmaster just drove the Lincoln past someone's food cart, threw money at them, and honked a few times. So, you go meet the headmaster by the Lincoln. I'm going to finish making the rounds and tell everybody else that we're leaving. If you can talk him into it, you can come.
Okay.
And if you can talk him into that, you can drive.
And with that, he takes his feet off the couch and heads out.
Do we want the camera to stay on Guaixin, or do we want the camera to stay on Bootleg as he finds young anomalies in our sprawling estate?
Bootleg, you've got this.
Right then, I will check the kitchen and then head towards the campus gymnasium.
Alright, I'm in the gym.
All right then, gym it is.
Yeah, the kitchen is probably immaculate. It's all perfectly clean. The dishes are stacked and done. There's just probably like one plate where someone ate and then left it in there. That's okay. And otherwise, I don't know. Do we have what kind of equipment do we got in like the gymnasium? Do we have like a danger room? Do we got like that's probably trademark? Do we have a room for practicing dangerous things? We just have a gym. What do we got? What's in this big room?
If you have a danger room, the headmaster has not told you about it yet.
Okay. Well, then I'll be doing normal gymmy stuff and just lifting weights, running in circles around the big gymnasium.
I'm picturing it as normal gym stuff, but way more. So
Yeah,
like you're
and
using like the full, like the full on barbell set for like one arm curls and stuff. So
Do we have a pool? Important question. Do we have a pool
Yes.
now?
Oh, yes.
All
You
right.
do have a pool.
I am carefully stepping into the water and probably every other step falling into the water, as I've been told that I can walk on water, and I'm still practicing that ability.
light feet. You're gonna have to run to do it. You can't just stop. But good news, you're gonna have all evening to keep practicing without the headmaster mocking you for it on the security feed in his office. So we're heading into town. Yeah, we're heading into town. You don't have to worry about the headmaster making fun of you for falling in the water as though he wouldn't do the same. So nobody's going to be up your butt for the next couple hours. Got half the place to yourself. Nominally, you're in charge. I think he just trusts you more than Chameleon, and I think he knows better than to trust Guaixin with much. I'm not really sure why he trusts you more than Chameleon and Guaixin, but anyway.
Responsible, and the oldest.
I think also it might be because he's noticed that you do most of the dishes. So sure, responsible and oldest, that works. So anyways, you're in charge while we're gone. No fires, standard rules or whatever. You need anything from town?
Who's going?
The headmaster and I, and then Guaixin, if he can talk the grouchy old bastard into it.
Well, no, if Guaixin's going, I'm coming. You're not gonna leave me here after I've done all the dishes for all of y'all lot. You think you get stuck here swimming? Like, no. I'm get dressed. I'll be done in like 2 seconds. Zip. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, meet the old man in the garage. If you can talk him into letting you come, you can come.
All right.
You know where Chameleon is?
The kitchen where you were on your way.
Yeah, I would check the kitchen.
It's kind of been the default. He's a hungry little guy.
We had
the same issue with Pace for a while. Seemed to be concerned about when the food would run out and kind of eager to take advantage while it lasted. So, anyways, I'll double back and check the kitchen. I will transition over to my detect anomaly powers so that Chameleon isn't just unconsciously or consciously hiding somewhere. I refuse to make it look like it's hard to find him. We'll trick over to that or flip over to that. So he'll walk a little bit awkwardly over like the door frame and stuff because he's got his weird anomo senses going. But then he will switch back over after spotting Chameleon and just do kind of a knock on the nearest wall or whatever to get his attention.
And Chameleon is completely shocked because he's grabbing food out of the refrigerator.
So there's just like food levitating out of the fridge, and yeah.
Exactly.
So you walked by him earlier, like, cause he was invisible. He was in the kitchen, and he's like, oh, and he went all invisible, and you walked right past him. He's like,
just freezing mid-panel. Hey, Chameleon, we're heading into town. Now that I think about it, it could potentially be all of us. Have you ever been to Proudhaven?
Everybody's going. I want to see the city. No, I haven't. This is my first time in America. What kind of question is that?
It's called small talk and polite conversation.
No, I want to go.
Everyone else is going if they talk the headmaster into it. I think once we reach critical mass, he's not going to want to leave you alone with the silver. So the odds are going to be pretty good that you're going to get to come if everyone else gets to. So, just head down to the garage with me and let's see if we're taking a trip to Proudhaven together.
Nice.
all right, well, you head down to the car, and there is the headmaster with his eyes in a perpetual roll, because Guixin and Takedown and are there, and he's just shaking his head, and he sees you coming down with Chameleon, and he's like, is there any chance that you could ever just not do the exact opposite of what I tell you every single time? I mean, like, how hard is it to say, hey, don't come with us, and then you come back and they're literally all coming with us?
Yeah, I decided that the drive to Proudhaven would be quicker if Guaishin was driving, and would feel quicker if I wasn't alone in the car with you. Also, a pair of, just one old white guy and one not so old white guy, depending on who we're out to pick up, it might look a little skeevy.
I don't understand. What does having a white guy had to do with anything?
All too much. But since everyone's here, I guess we might as well toss those keys over to Guaishin and hit the road to go get us some street tacos.
Fine, don't crash. I'll be in shotgun taking a nap.
Oh, yes.
He for some reason you automatically know where to go. You automatically know an intersection. You just have a feeling that that's where you're supposed to go. And he briefly let's see, you're driving, he's in shotgun. The Lincoln it's like a Lincoln town car type thing. It's big, it's way big enough for the three of you in the or the two of you, 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll say it's a limo because it's got to have room for everybody. So there's plenty of room for everybody to sprawl out, and he takes one quick glance before he starts snoring back at Takedown, and he says, "It's because you don't talk a lot." And then he starts snoring.
Yeah.
So
With that.
Proudhaven is, depending on how fast you drive, less than an hour from Greystone.
45 minutes.
Sure. And there's not a great place to park a limo at the intersection that you were given. And the headmaster's not waking up. So what are you doing with the Lincoln limousine?
Well, so yeah, we're just.
By the way, everybody's looking at you because you're a limousine driving down that part of Proudhaven, like bougie McStarbucks over here, coming in where he doesn't belong. But nobody's looking at the guy passed out, which now that you think about it, it's like this slum kid driving this limousine with this old bougie looking white guy in the front passed out. Like maybe you're gonna attract the wrong kind of attention here soon.
So I'm gonna roll the window down and kind of lean out and ask where the nearest taco truck is.
Who you asking?
Okay, hold on. Whatever. Have fun with that.
Because there's plenty of people out.
The largest group out on the street.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a group of people just standing around looking like, frankly, looking at your limousine. And you roll down the window and say, "Hey, come on over here." And this rather large gentleman starts making his way towards you. He's got a green bandana kind of over most of his eyes and his head, and he's got dragon tattoos basically all over the top of his body that you can see. The rest of it is covered with a A-frame undershirt.
As he approaches, Gresham leans back. This guy's got some sweet tats. Leans back forward,
and he says, "Hey, that's quite a nice ride you've got there."
Yes, this old fools.
Yeah. Looks like you took it off of him. I think it's probably only fair that we take it off of you. And they all start laughing. There must be about 7 or 8 of them now, just kind of laughing, and it's intimidating laugh. It's the kind of laugh where they think that they're in control, and most people would now start to feel that they were out of control in this situation.
Yeah, that's.
They start looking in the windows are of course darkened, but they start looking in the windows, see if they can see who's in it. Start pushing on the cars.
Like a full bar in the back, and it's.
They say, "Hey,
nice.
why don't you unlock the car? Let us in, and we'll have some fun."
Well, I don't think it'll fit all 7 of you. But where's the tacos?
Hey, you know what? Dilly's mom makes some good tacos. If you wanna park right here, man, just pull up to the street right here, park right there on the sidewalk, and we'll go get you some of Dilly's mom's tacos. Like right now, man. They're the best tacos you ever had. Just get out of the car, bro.
Hey, Takedown, if things get ugly, let's remember that they're not training robots, so let's try not to break anything.
Dude, I'm a human. Takedown's gonna... Do we have, like, one of the skylights? Like...
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Takedown's just gonna, like, hit the skylight button and just, like, pop her head out, like...
Oh, it's got one of those, too.
Okay, so you pop your head out, and you're pretty sure that these guys are gangers. Pretty sure that they're gonna about to hop in the car any second here.
Yeah.
So he said Billy? Billy was the guy's name?
Dilly, don't
Dilly.
disrespect.
Yo.
So, like,
What's your name, man? What's your name?
Well,
Hey, you.
As
Hey,
he's
you.
talking to me.
Driving Mr. Daisy. What's your name?
Oh, Eugene.
All right, Eugene. Why don't you get out of the car now, bud?
Hey,
Oh,
Chameleon, if you feel like you're ready for some combat practice, you can join Takedown playing outside. We'll keep an eye on things.
Okay. And you're gonna see, as soon as he says that, like, Chameleon pokes his head up out of the little thing, and he's just like, "Hey guys."
Oh, we got one of those, too.
They say, all right, this is going to be fun. And basically one of them takes a bat and starts hitting the lights out of the car.
Whoa, that's a clear escalation.
Why don't you get out of the car now, Eugene?
All right. I'm getting out of the car. Stop hitting on it. I gotta see when I'm driving back. He steps out of the car and closes it up.
Takedown's just gonna pop up out of the skylight, just jump up on it and kind of sit on the roof.
All right, why don't we go ahead and roll initiative then? Because I think I know where this is headed.
Including me?
Whoever, well, yeah, might as well. All right, 26, 15, 5. And you guys will see your, well, here, I'll put it here in the, oh, look, I didn't switch silhouette over yet. We'll make this into magnitude. There we go. So now everybody should... There you go. Go ahead and enter your initiative into that thing right there.
Oh.
Bootleg, Chameleon, Grecian, Takedown. Is that everybody?
Is that?
I rolled a 9. I don't know.
All
what
right,
you're
I'm
talking
gonna
about.
add. Oh, you guys can't see that?
Sorry.
Oh, I know why.
I see it. It's just.
I
shaped.
know why. I need to do that. There you go. Can you guys see the turn order yet?
I can see it. It's
I see a pop-up that says turn order, but there's nothing in it. And that's the bottom line, because Bootleg says so.
It's probably because we're on maybe the wrong pages where you are, Chad.
I thought I put you on the right one now. So everybody should be on the right one. Takedown 15, magnitude 5. Wait, magnitude's did it change? She just rolled it twice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Guishin, if you want to go first, you've got these guys.
Yeah. So I'm just like, hey, so you could not like hit the car anymore and just bring the tacos out. That would be awesome.
Now we're robbing them for tacos.
And I am going to just a little bit kind of come up off the ground. And so if they're paying attention, they can see kind of the air around him is wavering a little bit. But he's not like full on taking off into the sky or anything. I guess that's pretty much, I guess that's a movement. So, and then I'm going to use my action to do the defend action and the deflect.
Okay, so you're not going to attack him. You're just going to.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack him right now. Maybe they're reasonable, you know? He just got a little excited with the bat.
All right, Chameleon.
Happens.
Chameleon doesn't like people messing with his friends. So, his head is out of the window. He goes, "Oh, I think I ate something really gross," and he spits at the guy.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll. Yeah, their dodge is only 5, so you only need a 15. Which you did not get. So you spit. You spit something though, and it goes right past Dilly, and he goes, "Oh man, that's gross! What is this cat doing?" And now they're all up in arms. Now they're like, "What kind of freaks are these guys?" And next up, it is Takedown.
You don't gotta call names. We're not all freaks. And I'm gonna take one of those little, like, airplane bottles from, like, the mini bar. And I just want to nail someone right in the forehead with it.
Okay.
Not enough to, like, seriously hurt them. More like that, like, Seed in Braveheart when he hits him with the little stone, right?
All right. That's not gonna do it.
No.
So you throw a little bottle of Jameson, at the closest ganger, and it just kind of misses. And they're like, "All right, that's it. We've had enough of this. It's on." But Bootleg, you looks like you've got a turn to go.
Yeah, since everyone else is climbing out of the limo, I'm gonna lean back real far and prop my feet up on like the bench seat opposite me, and recline comfortably. Because this is now a combat exercise because I called it so. And I'm just gonna chill. Sorry.
No!
All right. So one of these ganger guys is gonna jump up on the car and take a swipe at Chameleon, who he had just decided that he does not care for very much at all. So he
made Tilly angry.
Yeah, right. So he is going to, let's see. Here comes. He's gonna. Oh, I didn't add the macro for this, so I guess I'll just roll like normal people. All right, what is it? Roll. I know. We'll do 1d20 plus.
Yeah, just so chat knows, I'm never using macros with Bootleg because all of his stuff changes too much. So I never put in the macros. That's why my stuff's a little bit out of step with everyone else's. Roll 20 is awesome, but Bootleg is a ridiculous character whose stats change all the damn time. Sorry.
All right, Chameleon, tell me what your dodge is. Or sorry, your parry.
My parry is 17, so yep, you get.
All right. So is it 7 or 17?
17.
Okay, because if it's 17, then I'm not going to hit. Because in order to hit, you've got to hit your defense plus 10. Which is why I was wondering, like, if it was on roll 20, there might have been some stuff added to it.
No, it's
So your toughness is going to be probably much lower than that, right?
Yes.
It's going to be 3 or so?
It's like 6, I believe. So my dodge is on. So I have in the thing where it says defense, dodge, DC.
Okay, your dodge DC is plus 10, so that's
different.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what is?
So it's
That's
7.
plus 10. So then it is 7. Yeah.
Okay, yes, okay. So I do hit, and you are going to be resisting. You're going to be making a toughness check. These guys are not very strong, but one of the guys does have a bat. So you're going to be resisting. It'll be a 19. So make a toughness check. All right, not too bad. Like you get solidly hit with a bat. It doesn't do as much as it could have. It was you only failed by 1 degree of failure. So you're just at -1 for all of your defense rolls in the future, for all of your toughness checks.
Okay, that's scary, but yeah, cool.
Yeah. Right. Shouldn't be too bad. I mean, these guys are not, these guys are not, the Hulk swinging away at you. But the next one is going to attack Takedown, who tried to be very rude and throw something at the ganger. So,
in fairness, I think she's the least rude one that has interacted so far.
I mean, I didn't spit on them, so
I didn't spit on them either.
All right,
I wasn't feeling well.
what is your parry DC?
my parry.
So it's your parry
DC
plus 10.
is 25.
So that totally misses. I'm going to give you some rapid fire ones takedown because they're all starting to climb on top of the car now. Because let's see, Guishin, you're just chilling, right?
No, I can use my deflection action when on the next bat that goes flying, but I'm just saving it for a dramatic moment.
Because this mean ganger is tired of your crap too, and he's gonna punch you in the face. Does 16 hit?
He's punching me in the face?
Yeah. He's tired of your talking.
No. That's no good. I'm going to so I just kind of throw my hand up like this and just almost like I'm catching his fist, but of course I'm not catching it, not with my hand anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and use my deflection ability.
Okay.
To go ahead and try to block that. So that is a right here. So deflect the punch. And I don't know exactly what. I guess that's gonna be. Does he have any defend against that, Rusty? Or is that just something I have to roll?
I am not. I thought it was ranged only. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the PDF to double check on how this. Because we hadn't run across it yet, actually.
For deflect, you can actively defend for people other than yourself. So I don't know. Yeah, actually, you can use it for yourself. That's fine.
Yes, you can.
And you said you were using active defense, right? So basically what you're doing is... at long range. So yeah, you don't take any penalty. It does work against standard melee attacks.
Yeah. So what is my roll? Would I just rolling a d20 and adding that to my parry or something?
So you use this roll in place of the blah 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 defend action.
Oh, basically it allows you. Okay, so you're just doing a defend action. So what the deflect action is a ranged version of defend. So look at the defend action, and that will tell you on page 246 what that does.
Oh.
So the defend action is instead of attacking, you focus on defense. You make an opposed check of your appropriate active defense versus any attack made on you until the start of your next turn. You add 10 to any roll of 10 or less that you make on these checks, just like if you spend a hero point.
All right, so that's easy. It's going to be here. So there's not necessarily the DC. So I'm just going to roll this.
Yep. So you absolutely deflected.
And so with that power, there's a reflection, and so now I can have him punch himself in the face.
Okay.
That's the goal.
I don't know that you can do that. Is that the reflect thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
The reflect. Do you have that off the top of your head? Can you read that?
Yes. 1 second here. It is. I can go into this.
So one of the great things about Mutants and Masterminds is the system itself is actually quite easy to learn, but there is almost an infinite number of powers.
You can reflect. You can reflect attacks back at the attackers as a free action. First, you must successfully deflect the attack, then make a normal attack check using your own attack modifier to hit with the reflected attack.
All right, then go right ahead.
So
you're looking for a DC 15.
All right.
Oh yeah!
Ooh,
Look at that! So with a critical hit, a natural 20, that means he's automatically going to do an extra degree of success. So what is it DC 25 that you just did?
Well, unless I have a way to like kind of pull that down a little bit.
And I would say it's basically the ganger's attack, just reflected back at him, plus it's a crit.
Yes. That makes more sense.
Okay. So that's going to be, let's see, what did I say it was last time? 15?
15, I think so.
That didn't work.
But probably you're going for the extra effect bonus from the critical, so that'll raise the DC some.
It won't raise the DC, it's just automatically an extra degree of success. So I got a 17, which means I saved, which means I would normally not take any, but that changes. It goes from 1 success, and it's going to go back down to 1 failure. So now he's going to be at -1 for all of his attacks in the future.
And then I say, "Whoa, dude, are you okay?"
He says he's not quite hurt. He's just like, wait, what just happened, man? What was with these freaks? And I'm going to give 1 more attack each to Guixin, to Chameleon, and to Takedown. This one's on Guixin.
You've got to get a 14 if I'm parrying and a 20 if I'm dodging.
This is a parry, so I hit with that one, and you're going to need to. You're going to need a 20.
Okie doke.
All right, so totally absorbed that one, no big deal. This next one is going at Chameleon. That's not going to hit, so we totally swing and a miss. And this one is going at Takedown, so 24. Is that going to hit your DC?
Parry DC is 25.
Oh, man. All right, now we're back up in the line to Guixin, if you wanted to do anything.
All right. So I'm turning around and looking at the guy that just punched me, and I'm going to punch him back. I mean, come on, what's going on here, these guys? So I'm just gonna do not a punch, but I'm just gonna do like a roundhouse spin kick because he does know some Taekwondo, Hapkido stuff.
Okay.
But I'm probably gonna miss.
Yes, indeed, that is going to miss. You needed a 15.
He's not grounded. He's kind of hovering just a little bit over the ground, so it kind of.
All right. Next up is Chameleon.
Okay. Let's see. So Chameleon gets out of the car and is going to try to attack with some claws. That's what he's going to do.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh yeah, 15. I did it.
Does your accurate already included in the result, or is that on top of that? Okay. So that's a result of a 17 then, right? And you needed a 15, so you hit, and looks like your DC is 15. So they're going to need, let's see, they're going to need a 15 to totally get out of it. Plus, where is their times 3? All right, they succeed. Sorry about that.
It's fine. I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm having fun. You see Chameleon, he just like, wow.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a slap in the like.
So, Bootleg, you're seeing these guys like these are just street thugs, and you're seeing your team kind of like not do it.
Look, I am going to continue to recline, but I'm going to switch over to my detect genetic anomalies, the long range penetrates concealment version, to see if the local genetic anomaly might be responding to this violence that is going on relatively near their home. So he's just going to stay where he's lounging in the back seat. He knows that the team isn't going to get very seriously hurt against these guys. That's a 19 on my perception roll unless ones are automatic failures.
Ones are automatic failures.
So I am unable to lock on just yet. But there's also, genetic anomaly energy swirling literally overhead.
Yeah,
So
you're distracted with the with the street dirt and the blood and the flying Jameson. So you don't know what's going on.
So I am switched over to that perception mode, however. So I might not be able to lock on to a nearby anomaly and super ninja sense them. But if powers are used, I should spot something. So
all right,
there you go.
Takedown. It's your turn.
All right, Takedown is one of these guys is next to me. I'm going to square up with him. Takedown is going to give him a square boot to the gut and then see if she can't, do a 3/4 takedown and perhaps stun this gentleman in a rather stone cold fashion.
Let's do it.
So let's do it on our attack here. 23.
Yes. Took him down. He's out.
All right. It's not even the right way. So yeah, I'll just put him out, just knock him out cold.
Yeah, he's a minion, so he's out. Yeah. He's gone. Boom.
Oh, minion, you say?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. You're
How many are there in total?
we just pushed your button. Yeah, there's 6 of them.
6 of them. Well, Chameleon looks like he's having fun, so I'm gonna go after maybe 2 of the other ones.
All right.
Similarly, just punch one in the face, or no, I won't do that. I'm just gonna give him a hard square push to just kind of knock him back. Trying to more bruise their egos than do severe damage. These guys might not have the best health care.
All right, you need a 15.
I mean,
Oh my
32.
goodness! Just absolutely smashed this guy, and he goes down too. Now let's remind the audience: you have a takedown ability, which means every time you take down a minion, you get to have another attack roll. So you,
as long as they're within my movement, and
That's
I got
right.
a lot of movement.
That's right. So this is handmade for you. All right, so you get another one.
Because Austin 316 says takedown just whooped your ass.
Then a 34 with a crit, if that counts.
Oh my goodness! Yes, another one taken down. There's 3 left. 2 of them are hassling Guishin. 1 of them is with Chameleon, and you've taken out the other 3. You can keep going if you want.
I'm gonna grab the one of the 2 that's on Guishin and pull it, just go a firm hold and just pull him back and do a grab maneuver.
Okay.
And just you gotta try more of a fair fight, man.
All right, go ahead and make that roll. Yes,
28,
crushing it. All right.
All right.
So now the playing field has significantly changed. Guishin, there was 2 guys hassling you. 1 just disappeared. You didn't even see what happened. It was there one moment, and the next the guy was gone. Chameleon, same thing with you. Some guy took a swing at you. He missed, and then all of a sudden he wasn't there anymore. But
You see Chameleon look a little sad.
but you're still one that's out to get you, and this guy is going to go after you. Let's see. Will a 13? I don't think is going to get it.
Nope.
And what about Guishin? Will a 17 get you?
That's going to hit.
All right.
So I'm going to try to not get hurt by that.
This is the leader, guys. So you're 20 exactly. Right on. No, that's 1 success. So no damage on you. But it is your turn again. There's only 2 guys left. The guy that's on you and the guy that's on Chameleon.
Okay. Well,
Magnitude or Magdalena, you are vaguely aware of some scuffling noises from around the corner, but it's not that big of a deal. You're having a nice sort of afternoon.
are you at the taco truck?
No, she's not at a taco truck, but she is somewhere right around the corner. But you're just hearing this, and it's not atypical to hear this sort of stuff in your neighborhood, so you're able to ignore it a little bit.
Okay.
But it is Chameleon. You're up.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Guishin. Sorry, Guishin, your turn. You got a 20, right?
Yeah. Yep. So if I'm trying to grab, that's just a standard unarmed attack?
I believe that Cassie, you got the grab rules in front of you, don't you?
No, I just have a button. I rely on roll 20. I crunch hard.
Yeah, well, unless you bought some improved grab stuff, just for the sake of sanity, I would kind of avoid it, because they always tend to be kind of crappy in most games, especially unless you like build for it.
Well, then I'll grab him with something else.
Well, I mean, like you just make an attack check, and then I have to make a resistance check against your strength. So, I mean,
right? It's the same thing I'm doing. Ultimately, it's just a different avenue that I'm going to.
All right, you've grabbed him. I went and made the roll. You've grabbed him. It's fine.
Okay, so I grab him, and I'm gonna kind of push his head in the window, so that he can get a really good look at the headmaster. And I say to him, "You lost your chance, Kentucky Fried Chicken for life." And I'm just gonna like throw him to the rear, onto the ground.
Okay, because you got 2 or more successes, so you got a 20, he got a 14. That's 6. That's two degrees. He would be defenseless, immobile, and impaired. So you have no problem doing that to him, and he's out of the fight. So now it is Chameleon.
Yeah, you see Chameleon, he coughs a little bit more, and then he spits in the dude's face.
All right.
Or tries to. I haven't landed this yet. Oh, sorry.
You still haven't landed this. You still haven't landed it again. No matter what you do,
Only
you're not
one
landing
of those
it.
count. Yeah.
Either way, it's not gonna. Well, let's see. I guess they could totally fail hard.
It's
I think
fine.
that
Maybe.
It's 15. You needed a 15. Unless you're doing this wrong.
Yeah, I might be.
I think the
We'll
math.
figure that out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. But
You did roll a 2, in all fairness, plus 8. So you got a good
Okay, all right. Well, then it's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just rolling really bad. That's fine. Okay, so then this last guy. Actually, no. Takedown. If you wanna take this guy taking out Chameleon or fighting Chameleon. Nobody's taking out anybody.
No, I'm gonna yell some inspiration like, "Come on, you got this!" You just
Okay, well then he's going to just take another swing at Chameleon. Oh, geez, he got a 2 as well. So go ahead, Chameleon. I'm just gonna assume it's you and him slugging it out. So go right ahead.
All right, so let's see.
Yeah, just push that button again and don't roll a 2.
keep your eyes open.
There you go.
hey!
There you go. And because he's a minion, he gets taken down. So you now are the proud owners of a bunch of knocked out thugs all around the... At this point, Headmaster wakes up and he says, are we there yet?
Yeah, I just found a place to park. Some nice gentlemen were gonna valet.
Okay, let's go.
I got a 21 on a perception test to scan the neighborhood for our mysterious genetic anomaly, and also kind of to make sure we didn't just knock them out, because that's an awful first impression.
Oh, God.
So yes, you are able to. You're able to get because you had your anomaly sense on. You're able to gather that the anomaly that you're looking for is indeed just around the corner. Having said that, there is also another anomaly signature that you recognize, and you are very unhappy to realize that it is Quintessa, who is next to who is next to Magdalena.
Right.
At this point, the headmaster seems to come to this realization somehow on his own as well, and says, "Hey, everybody! Hey, listen! What's your name? Lizard guy and dishes girl and car guy. Here's $50. Right over there is some ice cream. Why don't you go get us some ice cream? And me and this guy will be right back."
This guy will be in the process of getting out of the car and kind of straightening out. He's wearing like a shirt, sport coat, slacks type of thing. Not a suit, but his kind of casual dress type of thing for recruitment drives. He's got that little bit of a Matt Murdock-esque eyes a little out of focus thing as he steps up onto the curb. And he goes, or they should stay close.
Headmaster looks at you and he says, you're scanning this, right?
I am. Let's all stay close, stay together. Don't believe anything she says, and please don't leave with her. The headmaster's ego couldn't take it if he lost any more of his students.
This isn't going to go well. I'd rather save them from this.
I'm getting ice cream.
But you know what? All right, go ahead, Mr. Field Leader. Just do the opposite of what I say again. I'm sure it always works out just fine.
Yeah, well, we can go. We'll just be over there.
Wherever you go, the three of you stay together and attack together if Quintessa starts anything. Remember
now,
Quintessa?
This is the first time that you've heard Quintessa again since the last time you heard about her. You didn't know about that, so he's just letting you in on the fact that Quintessa's here. How does that make you feel, Guixin? Because the last time you encountered her, she was sporting some pretty serious power.
And honestly, it was cool, actually. So, I mean, you know, there's always some bad blood there. That's their feud. You know, it's not mine.
Yeah, so no big deal. And what about you, Takedown? What are you thinking about Quintessa being around the corner?
Takedown's much more suspicious. If there's possible, say we go get ice cream just across the street, at like one of those little places that just has the window, and they just hand you stuff out of it, and we're just like standing across the street watching.
Yeah. So the way that the headmaster told you to go and get ice cream was the opposite direction. Are you saying that you're going to follow Bootleg and kind of stick close anyway?
I think so. If possible, I think we'll just kind of like.
I can bring you the ice cream.
No, man, this is going to be real awkward, I think.
All right, so the headmaster sort of takes his jacket and puts it over his shoulders, kind of like snugs it together, and he hunches over and starts walking very briskly to the corner.
As Bootleg follows him, he's gonna fish one of the team comm pieces out, like a little earbud Bluetooth type of job, and then over it he'll say, if she starts using her fire powers, please remember that civilian casualties are our top concern. Don't engage if you don't want to, and hopefully nobody's gonna die today. Enjoy your ice cream. Give me a drumstick if the city doesn't blow up. And then he'll shoot a little thumbs up over his shoulder, and then use his long, lanky Texas cowboy legs to catch up to the old man.
All right, turning the corner, you see, you see Quintessa and another woman who are sitting at a little cafe. It looks like they're having some sort of refreshments or some sort of light dinner. Quintessa is dressed very, very nicely in some sort of power suit, which just makes her look incredibly attractive. She's not in her supervillain garb, and it looks just basically like two old friends having some sort of late dinner at a cafe in Proudhaven. Bootleg, how are you gonna respond to that?
Awkwardly, but only on the inside. So yeah, he will just try to keep pace with the professor, and then like when he hears the headmaster's trademark intake of breath, that means he's about to start roaring, which I would argue Bootleg is perhaps the most qualified person in the world to recognize. But just then, like he's gonna try and kind of cut ahead of him and hold out a hand and go, "No, Miss Tessa, it's been a few weeks. Fancy meeting you here."
Bootleg, darling, it is so good to see you. Let me introduce you to my new friend. This is Magdalena.
Out of character, do we have a last name for Magdalena as part of the drive?
Yes. Sandy, tell us what Magdalena's full name is.
Her full name is... Hold on.
Right? Yes, we do. Give me a second.
Okay, my full name is Magdalena Cristiana de Jesus Flores.
Good to meet you, Miss Flores. I've heard a lot about you.
Really? How so? And who are you?
I'm the chief recruitment agent. The chief recruitment agent for the is it Greystone Academy of the Prodigious? Sorry.
Now,
Yes,
Sandy, you're
for the prestigious. Sorry.
Magdalena has definitely heard of this because some kook has been calling her about it for the past several weeks.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
You sound less rude than the man that called me before.
That is absolutely correct, ma'am. That's why I'm the chief recruitment
And
agent.
from the
for
back, headmaster says, "Now, little lady, now just one second. I am not rude. What is more rude is when you hang up on someone without even listening to what they have to say. My school is very prodigious, and I don't know what this old gray tart has been talking to you about, but surely I can offer something better than she can."
Bootleg will have pointedly sidestepped to block line of sight, only wishing he could also block audio.
And Magdalena is pointedly ignoring him and looking at Bootleg and pretending that the rude man behind him does not exist. I'm sorry. So I was having a lovely dinner here with my friend. Is there a reason why you've tracked me down here?
This was the address that I had on file from the headmaster of our school, who is the ever-charming people person that is currently lurking and bellowing somewhere just behind me. Yeah, we just came looking for you here at this address and thought we'd come by for a more personal visit because emotion can be difficult to convey over the telephone.
Well, you know, darling, it is very rude to stalk people, and even ruder to interrupt such a lovely night on the terrace. Would you mind taking your friends and running along now and take that rude old man with you?
Well, I feel like that's kind of to her, not just you, because I seem to remember, Miss Tessa, ma'am, that you still owe me a pretty big favor. So I'm going to leave that up to the young lady to decide if she would appreciate some additional company here with your, out of character, I don't know if it's lunch or dinner, but with her meal.
So this is one of those moments where in the comic book of what's happening here, everyone except for Magdalena would be able to see Quintessa smiling just absolutely sinisterly. She knows exactly what's happening here. She has been stringing you all along, and she knew this confrontation was coming, and she could have a fight in the middle of downtown Proudhaven, but instead she finds this way more delicious, and she thinks that she has everything under control. So she excuses herself, lays a $100 bill on the table, and says, "Magdalena, please allow me to pay for everything. I don't want to cause any problems with you. You have my number, and I would love to partner our schools in the future. So please have a great time. And Mr. Leg, if that's what you called yourself, you may consider our debt owed, and I will allow you to. I won't bother you in whatever mission that you have here." And she excuses herself and walks out. And walks back to her vehicle.
Magdalena looks up at Bootleg as Quintessa walks away, and she says, "You can sit down. He cannot." And she points at the headmaster.
That is more than fair. Just one moment, please. Hey, y'all want somebody come get the headmaster and bring him for ice cream? I'm going to have a talk with our potential new recruit.
He wants
Thanks,
ice
y'all.
cream? Okay.
What does he want?
And Chameleon's like running back to get him.
Chameleon will do it as like take down things like he's scary. I find that old man exceptionally
Get the blue
grumpy.
Smurf pop.
Quintessa did mention that you had friends with you. Are they coming?
A few of them will be here in only just a second, Miss Flores. Before we continue, since you know Quintessa's name, I wonder how much you might know about who she is. Would you prefer to also call me by my field name or my city identity? I'm comfortable either way. I want you to feel at home since this is your neighborhood and not mine.
It feels a little weird calling you bootleg, as I've just met you. What else would you like me to call you?
Mr. Colt or Billy, since I think I've only got a couple years on you.
Billy. Let's do Billy.
Billy it is. May I?
What, sit down like I asked? Yes.
I missed that out of character, sorry. I thought you said he could stay. I didn't hear if you said he could have a seat.
He can sit.
And because he's a vampire, it's important to get that right. So as he goes to sit down, he'll unbutton his blazer and pull a pamphlet out from the inside pocket, and he'll slide it across the table, pointedly atop the $100 bill in a very symbolic attempt for it to have your attention instead of the nigh unlimited resources that our global supervillainous friend offers. And I go, this tells you a little bit about our school. I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss because I don't know anything about Quintessa's school, but a few of my students should be here momentarily, and you can feel free to ask them any questions you might have that the pamphlet and I can't handle for you.
Yeah, she said something about having a school that was looking for a possible dance instructor for extracurriculars, and that's why she was talking to me. Is that what you want me for? Because, I mean, I love to help kids and I love to teach dance, but I have a feeling that's not why you're here.
Not exactly, no. I have to ask you, ma'am, are you entirely aware of some extra normal abilities that you have?
She kind of shiftily looks around herself, like to see who's like nearby and could be listening.
He'll notice that and go, whatever you do, don't start whispering. Whispering draws attention. Just keep things conversational and nobody will look twice.
Yeah, I know. I just...
at this point, whoever was going to show up is now there.
Okay. So,
hold on. Tell me, who was taking the headmaster?
Chameleon.
Okay. On the way away from the Terrace Cafe, Headmaster is just grumbling. Do you know how long I've been doing this kind of thing? Bootleg likes to think that he knows best, but I swear to God.
I'm just gonna, as he's talking, just come on, and just sort of push him from behind.
And all the way back to the ice cream place, you get an earful about how, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's known more about heroism, and he knows more about powers than anybody on the planet. And goddamn that effing little child bootleg, he thinks he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't know. It's a good thing that there's good ice cream here, or else I'd just let him have it right here.
Oh, Dios mío.
And Guishin and Takedown arrive at the cafe.
I hand Bootleg a drumstick.
Oh, thanks, Guishin.
And then I turn to Magdalena, and I've got a push-up pop and a drumstick, and I kind of... I wasn't sure which one you might want. Some people are like a drumstick people. Some people's push-up pop people. Oh, here. Yeah.
Push pop.
And so he hands her a push-up pop and then takes a seat, kind of hangs back up.
I love how she accepts ice cream from strangers. Oh, sure.
It's a push pop. I can't say no. It's push pop. Like,
yeah. If you push an ice cream
and Takedown, you said, was also there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you guys? I expect you guys are in civilian clothes, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that it's not only men at the school. It's good to see another lady here.
I'm glad you know. Thank you. Yes.
So...
Right. Teaching dance isn't particularly why we're interested in you, though to be honest, you would certainly be the front runner in having that position if you'd like it for CVs and resumes later in your life. The Greystone Academy for the Prodigious is essentially a school that is certified for continuing adult education, but primarily it's a facility for helping genetic anomalies learn to use their powers in a safe and controlled environment.
Magdalena, if you have done some study on your condition, then you would know this word genetic anomaly. But if you haven't, there's no reason why you would know it, because this word is not really entered into the public consciousness yet.
She would have done research. Absolutely.
So yeah, there is some high-level stuff coming out of some universities, especially here in Proudhaven, that are doing some work on genetic anomalies. So yeah, you would know, you would have a good idea about what you are.
Did he tell you about the robots yet?
Robots?
Yeah.
Robot?
Not yet.
Robots?
The robots are particularly a selling point of an institution of higher education. Thank you, Eugene. Unfortunately, there are those that seek to take advantage of genetic anomalies, particularly those with powers that are as potentially destructive as yours. By the way, are you entirely aware of just how strong you can be, miss?
I've thrown a car before, so yes.
No. You could do quite a bit more damage than that, either by accident or by somebody of less noble mind, though perhaps a far less gruff exterior than the headmaster training you. I understand that you know Quintessa's name. Are you quite familiar with, for instance, how she probably got that $100 bill she just paid for your meal with?
No, she just introduced herself as the headmistress of a school.
She's an international supervillainess, mistress of the elements, responsible for quite a few global terrorist attacks. She would not be teaching you how to use your powers safely and in a particularly controlled environment. She'd be quite a bit more interested in teaching you how to probably wreak as much havoc as possible. The headmaster is absolutely undeniably a dick of the highest order, but his tiny shriveled little black heart is in the right place when it comes to what he hopes will be the peaceful integration of genetic anomalies in mainstream society. And he's also probably the world's premier expert on our condition, and I kind of might be the world's premier expert on the exact potential of people with our gifts, because that's exactly what my gift is. I can sense us, I can increase or help control the powers of anomalies, that sort of thing.
Hold on. Before you keep going, I have a question. Why should I trust you? I just met you.
That's absolutely fair, but I would like to remind you that I did have a pamphlet.
Sorry, what?
I would like to remind you that I did have a pamphlet.
You did. It's a nice pamphlet. It's a good pamphlet.
Out of character, it is not a nice pamphlet. It is literally the pamphlet. It's the same pamphlet he has been recruiting people with from the school for about 5 years. So it's kind of crumpled. It might be like smoldering along one corner a little bit. He goes, but the pamphlet, for all its many flaws, is a sign that we've been doing this for quite some time. Have you ever heard of the extra legal superhero team called the Variants?
Yes, I'm assuming I have heard of that.
Yeah, only in maybe like legends, urban legends, and that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Like nothing that's ever shown up on the front page or anything like that.
Right. So it's familiar.
Yeah, that's us.
Right. Okay. And where did you say the school was?
He gestures to the pamphlet, which has the street address. Something, Grey Malkin Lane, something. Yeah, it took us about 45 minutes to get here.
Yeah, you can visit home all the time, hang out with your friends around the corner.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, actually.
We do have state-of-the-art fitness training facilities, which I'm sure Takedown could tell you about. A rather extensive garage of the headmaster's personal vehicles, and one very particularly special aircraft that Guaishan here might be interested in informing you about. And, the pool is nice, but, yeah, most of that's in the pamphlet.
How's your kitchen?
Immaculate.
Oh, nice.
How do you feel about dishes?
I've been washing them my entire life.
Right now, can I get a perception test from anybody who is in that immediate vicinity?
Oh.
With a 13, Anybody who has a 13 or above. So Grecian and Magnitude. You can hear something that is disturbing the relative peace of the street. So, Magnitude, you heard earlier kind of a fight breaking around the corner, and it didn't bother you at all. So there's no reason that this would. But Grecian, you hear something of a struggle, something like, give that back, that's not yours, or stop it. You know, that kind of thing. And that's coming from, I don't know, it's probably about 30 feet away.
So, yeah, I'm just going to look over at Bootleg and kind of raise an eyebrow, like, does he hear it, perhaps?
He doesn't hear anything.
I had a 28.
You had a 28?
Yes.
I missed that. Oh, I see. You're not rolling the same as everybody else. Okay, sorry. Yes, so you definitely hear that.
I don't have the macros.
Yeah, my bad. So yeah, you saw that. You hear it. Yeah, you heard it as well. You get this basically idea. You hear this kind of feral growling. You are hearing a struggle go on. There's like maybe some trash cans being pushed over in a struggle, and somebody's saying, "That's not yours. That's not yours."
Excuse us for a moment. Takedown, you're with me. And he'll get up and kind of scramble in that direction.
Okay. When you turn the corner, you see someone that you recognize from an adventure that you had not too long ago. The last time you saw Quintessa, you saw this girl as well. I think the computer that you looked up her files on, indicated that her code name that they gave her was Dire Girl, and she is now dressed up, as you see, in brown and red leathers, with these sort of gauntlets that are sharp on her feet and on her hands. She is now looks like trying to take somebody's purse. She is locked in a struggle with a poor-looking woman, and she's trying to take the purse from her.
Out of character, I remember rolling pretty fantastic perception rolls to tag the anomalies at the time. Mm-hmm. Was she the one that had the growth powers?
No, she was the one that had the sort of feral powers.
The angry feral powers.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Just trying to keep the code names accurate with the glance at powers that I had. Right. I'm going to point for takedown to also attack. And then I'm going to holler, Guaishin, we might need you over here after all. And the Guaishin, we might need you over here after all, will also be on the team communicators, so that the headmaster, if his is turned on, and Chameleon can also hear it.
Okay.
So a second ago, I made a sleight of hand check to grab that hundo off the table and switch it with the rest of the money from the ice cream. And so I'm just going to go ahead and toss the pamphlet back down on top of that and book it over and see what's going on. And hey, actually, if you want to come,
so
what happens here.
The only person that would have really cared about this would probably be Magdalena. So Magdalena, make another perception check to see if you notice Guishin taking the $100 off the table. Let me see.
13.
Well, it's exactly the same. You do not notice. So Guishin, you take the $100 bill and right from underneath the pamphlet, and you've got the money.
I mean, I left the ice cream. We're not in like a place where it's $100 for two people. Can't imagine.
Probably not, but it probably does still mean that they're gonna want to know why Magdalena hadn't paid for her meal.
Well, I left the rest of the ice cream money.
Okay.
Gotcha. 20 for ice cream.
No, yeah, he gave you $50. That's right. All right, fair enough. So basically, you come out of this with ice cream, and so Headmaster's going to want his money back, I'm sure. Maybe he'll forget. Who knows?
But I'm having I'm just like kind of gesturing you to come on, and you could
absolutely.
Why you should trust us. Well, maybe you'll see.
I'll say firsthand.
Be a mistake.
Lead the way, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll initiative, if that's what you guys are doing.
Oh, again, initiative.
That is a 10 for me, Opti.
Okay.
Me as
Same.
well.
Just because, again, I'm not in the macros and such.
Yep. I gotcha. Everybody else can see their initiative and enter it, right?
I mean, no, the turn order thing is not working for me.
Okay, no problem. I'll get it. Magnitude's got 10. Takedown's got 24. Dire Girl's on 14. And did I give everybody? All right. So yeah,
I have stump.
Chameleon, you are aware, I suppose, that you could be made aware over comms. Did you let him know that he would be needed?
Yes, I did exactly that.
Okay, so it would take you not even the time to talk about it to get over there if they wanted to wait the 3 or 4 seconds it would take for you to sprint over there. Headmaster just yawns and just say, gosh, don't you ever get tired of doing meaningless stuff? I'll be eating my ice cream in the car. And you can run over there, but it's your turn by the time you get over there. And you see Dire Girl, or who they tell you is Dire Girl, looking just like that, and she's grabbing this purse from this poor-looking person and trying to take it. There's a couple other people around. I'd say 2 or 3 other people around, and more getting closer every minute to see what's going on. But if you wanted to act, you are first.
I'm going to go invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You are invisible.
there. You go.
Are your eyes closed or not?
Yeah. I am going to have my eyes closed so that I can. We will explain that. But yeah, so basically, I'm going to roll my stealth now.
Okay. Oh yeah.
27. Okay.
You are invisibled. Now tell the audience
Right.
why you can't. Well,
Yeah,
tell the audience why your
so-
eyes matter.
So one, so he starts going invisible, and if he's not focusing really hard on like controlling every part of his body, his eyes are not invisible, and so he's still trying to learn how to do everything and control that power. So he has to move really, really slowly or get caught. At least right now.
All right, so you are definitely stealthy. You have your eyes closed.
Yep. Yep.
And
That's eyes closed for a second.
that's all you're doing for the moment?
Yep. For the moment. Yep.
Okay. Then it is takedown.
All right. Well, I can't really remember what this chick's alignment is, so she's currently robbing some lady. So I'm just gonna speedster over and grab her, trying to do more of like a restrain than to physically harm her.
Okay. Go ahead and make that roll. You're looking at a DC 22.
But a little short then, so I make a grab for her, but she's got quick reflexes.
Oh yeah, she's actually quite quick. She's giving you a run for her money. But next up is her, and she lets go of the purse and turns to face you and says, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
What are you doing here?
That's none of your business. I just don't understand why you're getting in my business. Are we gonna fight? Is that what we're doing here? You guys are
yeah.
awful. She
How
doesn't
about you
make.
just give the lady her purse back?
She gives you this weird look, like, "What are you talking about?" And it's Guishan's turn.
That wasn't your purse, was it? So I kind of start, like, I run and then I leap around and now I'm kind of flying over. And I ask Dire Girl if that was her purse.
No, I don't wear a purse. What's wrong with you?
Well, all right then. You look, the old guy, rah, 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 but we're like supposed to, purse taking. You can't do that.
Oh, shut up.
bye, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit her with the blast beams.
Okay.
All right.
DC 22.
That escalated quickly.
So,
By the way, this girl is way younger than you guys. She's maybe 12 if she's 10.
I love how he
That
waits
was a good
until
detail to know beforehand.
I did describe her last time as being that young. I just don't know that you guys remembered it.
he waits to remind us until after Takedown gets handsy and Guaishin starts shooting quantum bolts. He's like, yeah, by the way, it's an 8-year-old.
okay, so suddenly realizing that she's as young as she is, I switch gears into enveloping her in a set of quantum bands and just kind of holding her still.
Okay.
That's,
Still DC 22.
yes. Okay.
Actually, if you're gonna make a grab, then she's gonna make her check as well. Versus your grabbiness.
All right, I got a 28. And I don't know if I'm doing that right. We might I'll have to go over it with Rusty later, but
Oh, right. She puts up quite a fight, but you have her restrained. Just one success, so she's not moving. She might be able to break out of it here in a second. All right, Bootleg. How do you want to handle the child that's being mistreated?
I will use my move action to approach the lady whose purse she was stealing. And I'm going to keep my eyes on Dire Girl because my standard action is going to be trying to drain her powers. But I'm going to be like, ma'am, are you all right? And kind of, reach out towards the lady and try to appear comforting and helpful. Meanwhile, Dire Girl needs to resist my double whammy of linked afflictions.
All righty. Is that a willpower or toughness?
It is both. It begins with a DC 20 fortitude test, which is a weaken will, and then after that is the actual affliction.
All right, she succeeded in the fortitude.
Okay, so she has no modifier, and now she needs to make a DC 20 will test, and this one's the actual affliction of stealing power.
Bam! She denies you.
There's a ripple in the air around the two of them, but the anomaly auras don't quite sync up. So mostly I'm just trying to make nice with the lady and make sure that she is okay.
So you begin to talk to this lady. Make a judge intentions check.
Okay, is that a perception roll or is that its own skill? Sorry.
No, actually, yeah, it's not. I'm mixing up different.
Yeah, that's right.
There is no such thing. Go ahead and make
There's insight.
Insight. That sounds good.
That is a 21.
Yeah, so you're definitely aware that this person that you're talking to with the purse is a little bit cagey, looking around, and if you've seen this look once, you've seen it a million times before, looking for an opportunity to bolt. At this point, there is another woman who you notice that's been one of the ones standing around, kind of watching all this with a little bit of kind of flustered bewilderment, and she says, I don't understand what's going on here. Is anyone going to get me my purse back? And it's Magnitude's turn.
So do I see the purse? Do I see where it is?
Yeah, the person, the poor-looking person who has the purse was the one who was struggling with Dire Girl, and then there's another person who is asking for her purse back.
Okay, I'm going to grab the purse, and I'm going to look inside for an ID and see if it's that woman that's standing on the side saying that she needs her purse back.
All right, well, the person who has the purse is not going to let you have it, so you're going to have to, well, it shouldn't be too hard to rip it out of her hands, but go ahead and make a strength check. Yeah, you easily rip this purse out of this poor person's hand and start rifling through it. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can find what you're looking for in 3 or 4 seconds while this is still going down.
15.
You're able to find the wallet and pull it out, and sure enough, it's not the person who had the purse. It's the person who looks a little bit more on the wealthy side, a little bit more put together, who is asking for her purse just now. And it is Chameleon's turn.
Right.
Right.
I'm really enjoying the chat right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to attack the little girl. So I'm just going to because I can walk slowly over there. So I'm going to walk behind her, sort of really carefully. But yeah, I'm going to invite her right around her. If she breaks Guaixin's hold, I'm going to grab her. I'm going to prepare for that.
All right. Take down. This is hilarious. Take down.
Ziggy's gonna look at Bootleg, so we're not so good at the solving problems yet. You should maybe work on that.
Just the hitting them.
So do you stop fighting, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely leave the little girl who I'm not sure was involved in this at all anymore, and I'll just look slightly embarrassed at their magnitude.
So once Guixin, do you let her out of her bonds yet?
When the girl comes out, I look back and then I look over at Magna taking the purse and rifling through, and then kind of waiting for her to kind of say yes or no. And
okay, well in the meantime, she's gonna roll her strength to try to get out of your hold. Then
my strength is 10, so I guess that's a 20 would be the check.
Well, did you grab her with quantum bands and shit, or just
yes, quantum bands of strength 10, power level 10.
Gotcha.
Okay. No, she is still struggling, and it is your turn, Guixin.
Right. So with kind of the from Magdalena there, I'm gonna go ahead and say and so I'm gonna release the bonds there. I'm gonna be like, my bad. I'm gonna shut up now.
And she looks at you guys and she says, "You know what? You're just like Quintessa said. You're always pretending that you're the good guys, but you're not. You just do whatever you want to do to make yourself look good." And then she bolts into an alley.
In our defense, this doesn't make us look good.
Oh goodness! So yeah, Magdalena, do you give the woman her purse back?
Yes, I will walk up to her, apologize, and say, "I'm so sorry about the confusion, ma'am. Here's your purse back. Is it missing anything?"
Yeah, that poor girl was just trying to help me, and you treated her so poorly.
So
meanwhile,
it was that woman that was trying to steal from you, and I point at the one that's by Bootleg.
Yeah, that woman who's now trying to sneak away very stealthily.
Yeah. The Bootleg hasn't gone yet this turn.
Ooh! You know what I do? I walk around in front of her and come to right in front of her, I'm invisible right.
Yeah, Bootleg, we're not in initiative order anymore. We're just.
Yeah, he's gonna go. Ma'am, do you want to call somebody about her? And point to the woman who's cartoonishly tiptoeing away.
Absolutely. You can't even walk in these streets anymore without somebody trying to take what's not yours, what's not theirs. So yeah, I want to see her go to jail for life. I'm going to call my attorney.
I will give a nod and just say over the comms, "Chameleon, take down." And I know between those two they can stop this purse-snatching urchin. And then we'll find out who's stealing the purse because her baby can only eat purses or something, and whatever.
All right, so you're able to stop the police show up, and they say thank you I guess. Thanks for the help. Please don't get involved in the future. These kind of things can be dangerous. Blah, 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 blah. The woman doesn't really want to be involved, so as soon as she just, she leaves all the superhero stuff out of it and just says that this person was stealing her purse, knowing that this is going to, just take a lot longer to... and now that she thinks about it, like, it was kind of weird, and so she does sort of make funny glances at you, and she seems uncomfortable with the whole thing, but she doesn't mention it to the cops.
I will absolutely rock my persuasion of 13, and the fact that I'm a clean-cut white dude in like a blazer and slacks and stuff, to make sure the cops like me, and play it straight. And he fills out that shirt and stuff pretty well. He's actually still borrowing a little bit of takedown strength and all that. So like he's looking, pretty ripped college athlete type of dude. So hopefully they won't ask questions about how the hungry young purse snatcher got stopped. He's just gonna kind of try and play it straight. Just say, we stopped her and got this lady's purse back, and
All right, the cops believe you. They like you. They don't hassle you. Just, hey, please, in the future, just make sure you call us instead of trying to take the matters into your own hands. And with that, we will take a 10-minute break, and we will see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back. I used my anomaly power to find the unmute button, and we are thankful that you are here. The gang narrowly avoided beating the crud out of a 12-year-old girl, found a purse back to its owner, and gave a poor street person back to the police. Right now I'd like to stop and ask Cassie to tell us, we got some hero points, I think, some subscriptions were given, and so you guys deserve to divvy out those hero points. So where are they going?
Oh, we got one to take down, and then I'm still waiting for the other one to probably come back from break. So I haven't found out where that one's going yet.
Now remember, variants, especially those of you...
To Opti. It goes to Opti.
Thank you. Much love.
Why, you guys?
I used a hero point and she was 7 years old.
At this point, I want to remind our players, especially those who have not been playing for long, that you have your complications, which are the things that complicate your life, and if you use them, if you further the story by living in or playing into your complications, then you get an automatic hero point. So save those hero points because you can do some fun stuff, and you just might need them later. So we're gonna
say a potential complication would be a self-imposed sense of responsibility for the reputation of genetic anomaly kind. So you feel really bad when genetic anomalies look bad. Yeah, something like that could potentially make you fucking miserable in this game.
I want to be famous, but I don't want to be famous for fighting the 12-year-olds.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a hero point for that really embarrassing situation, that really potentially really large F up. So everybody gets a hero point for just looking crappy. I'm going to give Bootleg a hero point as well for putting his foot in his mouth a little bit with magnitude, but actually he didn't put his foot in his mouth. He stepped in front of the headmaster putting his foot in his mouth. So taking the headmaster on and stepping in front of him, knowing that he's going to catch crap from it later. I'm going to go ahead and give you a hero point for that as well.
I put my foot in the headmaster's mouth.
I'm going to give Chameleon another hero point for basically being scared all the time and not wanting to act. And all right, we'll keep going. So now you guys are in the middle of downtown Proudhaven. You really don't know what's become of Dire Girl, but Magdalena, you are. What are you thinking about this group that you just happened upon you?
Well, I see how they're handling this whole situation, right? And they're actually being pretty cool about it, all things considered. And the school's not that far, so yeah, she's gonna stick around and wait until the cops are gone, and then she'll approach Bootleg and be like, "All right, I'm in. Let's do this."
All right. So what are you guys doing now?
I will recover my pamphlet, which is clearly lucky. I will shake her hand politely but firmly, and I will gesture back towards the car and say, "Well, miss, if you don't have any plans for the rest of the afternoon, you're certainly welcome to head back to the academy with us if you'd like to take a look at the facilities yourself, or our door will be open whenever it is you can swing by."
Yeah, it's date night, and I don't think she'll be very happy if I skip that. So, how do I contact you?
Well, you have our phone number in your caller ID by now, I'm pretty sure. So if you'd like to
Until
unblock
later, but
Unblock it.
yeah.
just unblock the number and give us a call and let us know when to expect you. Before we head out of town, however, I was hoping that you might help me follow through on a promise. I'm supposed to get the rest of the team some best tacos in Proudhaven. So I'm wondering if you might point us towards a tasty local joint.
It's not Danny's mom, is it?
I know the best place for tacos. I know exactly the best place. And I'm going to take them back to my house where my mom is, and we're going to make tacos.
Oh, wow.
Because those are the best tacos in town. Hands down.
So cool. You head back to Magdalena's parents' house. Do you live with your parents still?
Yeah. I do.
All right. So at the Flores household, describe where you live.
It's actually a fairly nice place for the area. It's big, because the family still lives in there. It's like a large, like 2-bedroom apartment, maybe 3-bedroom. And it's just her mom that's home right now. There's nobody else home. Her dad's working.
Okay. And what kind of tacos are we talking?
Well, what kind do you want? Steak, most likely. Yeah. Let's say steak is for the offering. You got all the fixins here, so you can put whatever you want on them,
Bootleg will, without hesitation, remove his blazer and unbutton his sleeves and roll them partway up while offering to help, because he was raised to do that.
How long does it?
Chameleon is going to offer to help and spend.
Oh, the second you start speaking Spanish, my mom won't shut up. She will talk to you the entire time. She'll put you to work.
What's your mom's name, Magdalena?
Maria.
Maria. All right, so Maria is welcoming you into her home. She is very excited. Normally, you would think that bringing 4 strange people back to the house to have to cook for them would be an awkward thing, but Maria does not seem to think it awkward at all. She seems to be excited to have people over, to for Magdalena to have new friends, and so she's just having a great time with everybody.
Yeah, she's insisting that everyone eats. She will pile your plate for you, whether you want it or not. So have fun with that.
And Chameleon will eat all of it.
Guaishin accepts the challenge every time.
Yeah, Billy will seamlessly switch back into Spanish himself once
Nice.
that switch gets flipped. And he will compliment her cooking, compare it to his mother's, very flatteringly and very clear. Like, these are the second best tacos I've had. I'm sorry, but Mama would haunt me if I said that they were the best. That sort of thing. But yeah, he actually looks more relaxed in this kitchen than he probably does back at the school most of the time, because it reminds him of home a lot more than the school most of the time, and because he misses his mom.
That was kind of her plan, though, just to see you guys like relaxed and not so like business. It's nice.
It's been about 2 hours, and you guys are having a really good time. I mean, like, just you weren't expecting to become such fast friends with Magdalena. You thought this was going to be a kind of a hard sell. But actually, she's turned out to be really cool. And you guys are getting along like you've known each other for a long time. Those of you who didn't get a chance to meet Chameleon or spend a lot of time with Chameleon, you're learning he's very funny. He's very down to earth. He's not, super hip on a lot because he's been poor his whole life, but he's a quick learner. And then all of a sudden, there's a call, Bootleg, on your phone.
Oh my God, is it that?
I just remember the headmaster's in the car, and he might be on ice cream by now. Pardon me for a moment, y'all. And he'll step away from the table and, check his earbud.
God damn it, Bootleg! Where the hell are you? I've been looking all over for you, and I don't like to use my powers to find you. But I've been sitting in this goddamn car for about 2 hours, and you better tell me that you're like held hostage or something, or else I'm gonna turn off the cable for a month.
Oh no!
I'm doing my best here, boss, but she's a hard sell. Her mom got involved in the conversation. Quintessa really did a number on this gal and promised her a position as the head dance instructor. I'm telling you, unless we can match that, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to let us go.
Oh, well, if she wants to dance, if she wants to teach dance classes, she can teach dance classes. I don't care what you need to tell her. Just get her to show up. God,
well, yeah, just
do your damn job, Bootleg. What have I been training you for 5 years, and all of a sudden you disappear, and I don't know, you're doing God knows what in Proudhaven. I've kept you out of Proudhaven for the last couple of years because I know the first thing that's going to happen is you guys are going to get into some superhero fight, and you're going to out us all. So get back here before any of that crap happens, and just make sure you bring her with you.
No worries there. Yeah, I'm working on it, boss. We're really working up a sweat. These negotiations got real spicy. I tell you, if the dance instructor position, that's going to require some sort of salaried position or a full grant, not just not just the tuition ride. So maybe some sort of money to send home. Oh,
I could offer room and board, just like I tried to tell her on the phone.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough because it's an instructor position technically, so not just a student affair. But I don't know. Her father's not home yet, and I'd really like to have something like this handled before he gets here, because if he's half as tough as her mom, we're in for a really long night.
So tell me, Colt, do you think that she's any good?
I've seen some of what she can do, and he'll point down towards the tacos again, and I think she'd definitely be an asset to the team. And with her family this close by, I think that kind of constant reminder of the importance of our work would certainly help to keep her focused, while also having access to her family could help improve morale.
Well, listen, here's the thing. We've got plenty of money. That's not the issue. I just don't want to get in the habit of giving these kids money for nothing. It makes them not want to value the working hard that's made this country great. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I've gotten my fair share of baby boomer lectures, but
I am not a baby boomer.
God,
God, you don't know anything about me. Just shut your damn mouth and answer my questions.
I feel like she'd be a real asset to the team, and I think that she said she wants to take a few days to think about it. So when we get our next call from her, I think we should have a dollar figure in mind.
Fine. Go look up what are the adjunct rates in Proudhaven and offer her those. Don't no more than that. But whatever you do, don't let her go to Quintessa. Just between you and me, offer whatever. But do not make it over 20K.
I'll see what I can do, boss.
And give me a call as soon as you get out.
Will do.
All right. Butthead.
All right. Turns out
Did
he's
he
still.
hear all that?
Yeah, he's still sitting in the car.
By the way-
it was like his earbud, so you probably still did.
By the way, you all heard that.
Like, Jim.
You all heard that lecture that he just got.
Is he
Million
paying all
literally
of
was
you
like
that?
looking like this the entire time.
Is he paying you guys that? Is he paying you guys?
Not,
You all
Not
look at him
exactly.
like, what?
I'll split it with you. Like, shoot, I'll split it with you if you want.
we'll work out the details later.
Got a bed. I'm okay.
For now, let's wrap up
sure.
just one more round, tops. Something to get us over the ride home. But
My
then
mother
we're gonna
has
have to go.
already- Sorry, my mother has already packed to-go bags for each one of you.
Your mother
with
is my
extra
mother.
tacos. Yes.
Yeah.
She said, you guys...
All right, so you all have tacos to go. Magdalena, I assume that you're staying to chat about this and to think about it a couple days or two or whatever. Or do you want to?
Yeah, whatever works for you. I can do whichever. It's fine.
Well, it's up to you.
I mean, out of character, my thought is we're not in the middle of a crisis with the variants kidnapped on an island, so Bootleg's not going for quite as immediate and impatient
Hard
a
sell.
hard sell. Like, you need to come with me right now. Instead, he's going to be like, listen, take your time, fix up a tray or two of enchiladas, give us a call when you're ready to go, take care of
Yeah.
stuff. And But yeah,
Then
so,
she would take a couple of days just to talk to her family and her girlfriend and just like pack and stuff.
Okay. As you guys are headed down, make a perception check for when you leave the building.
that's a 26 for me.
Let's see. I'm missing somebody. Oh, no, I see. Yes, everybody seems to notice. I mean, it seems quite obvious once you leave the apartment building that there is a group of people watching you leave. From 2 streets away, they're trying to seem like they're paying attention to whatever newsstand is there, but they're kind of doing that really awkward, spy thing where they have a newspaper, but they're not really reading the newspaper, and they're looking, but they're doing it so badly that all of you notice the first thing that you walk out. And there's four of them over there. They all have some sort of generic, overall type suit.
What do y'all think? Two-Spirit and some of their friends?
Or that shadowy guy we met that one time.
No, we wouldn't see him.
That's a good point.
Or he'd stand out a little bit more. Anyways,
Sound like you have interesting friends.
And